the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs going head to head in Orchard Park. Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. A battle to determine how the AFC conference will shape up. Let's roll in with this edition of Bills Postgame. I am Scott McGregor. Let's get rolling. Welcome to Sports for Beginners. This is the show where I cover the Pittsburgh Penguins, Toronto Blue Jays, and take you on a journey through the world of sports. From the fans' perspective, here is your host, Scott McGregor. Let's have some fun. Alrighty. Happy Victory Monday to you, Bills Mafia. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. And with that, nobody is unbeaten for the remainder of the 2024 NFL season. Welcome, Bills Mafia and football fans alike, to Bills Postgame here on Sports for Beginners. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to the program. I am your host, Scott McGregor. And as I said off the top, to Bills Mafia, happy Victory Monday to you. A lot to get into on this 30-21 W over the Kansas City Chiefs. But as always, we start off with our head coaches and quarterbacks. We all know who they are. I don't even need to go to the NFL app to do this. We all know who it is. We know who it is. Oh, hold on there. I have the Bills postgame show playing there in my I had the Bills postgame show playing on my recording there. Sorry about that, but we all know who they are. It's John McDermott versus Andy Reid, and it's also Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. So that pretty much wraps that up in a pretty little bow. But my goodness me, were you ever on the edge of your seat, Bills Mafia and Chiefs Kingdom? And my goodness, it comes down to this week. Huge shout out to my brother and host of Dolphins Postgame, as well as a host of On the Ice and Behind the Benches. My brother, Thomas, you called it. You absolutely called it. Yes, it didn't go to overtime, but your prediction came true. It came down to Buffalo versus Kansas City. And what a thriller it was. Alrighty. With that being said, we'll break down this thriller in just a little bit, but be sure to stay with me. I just wanted to let you guys know that in case you haven't realized, this show, along with two shows that Thomas is stepping in for me on with Penguins Postgame, are coming to you live on Monday, November 18th, 2024, as part of a Sports for Beginners triple play, and this is their main event. So with that being said, why don't we take a word from On the Ice and Behind the Benches, and when we return, we will break this down as the Buffalo Bills defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 30-21, and they did so without Keon Coleman. And of course, Dalton Kincaid, as well as others that I could mention, but we would be here for this first break all day. We're going to take a break, so be sure to stick with us because after the break, we'll get into breaking the game down by scoring from the first half to the second half and take a break in between. Bills postgame. Bills, Chiefs continues right after this. Stay with us. Looking for a good hockey podcast that covers your favorite hockey teams and mine? Check out On the Ice and Behind the Benches, where we chat about our favorite hockey teams from puck drop to the last play of the action. To learn more, follow the On the Ice and Behind the Benches Facebook page. Search On the Ice and Behind the Benches. Buffalo defeats Kansas City with a chance to end Kansas City's 9-game unbeat history-making streak. And they do so in front of us, the Bills Mafia. But to Patrick Mahomes' credit, as I'm sure you'll see on many posts in social media, we'll do it again, baby, is what he said to Josh Allen as they walked on the field. So that begs the question, as we welcome you back into this Victory Monday edition of Bills Postgame. Of course, Jim Nance, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson on the call on a game that was on site on CBS in Orchard Park, New York. Now, here's what I will tell you. If this game went in the Bills' favor, they would lock up the AFC East for the 5th time this season. For the 5th time in the Sean McDermott, I should say. 5th time in the Sean McDermott and Josh Allen era. But we don't have the official notice of that as of yet. But does that mean heading into the bye, we are AFC East champions for the 5th straight time in the Josh Allen, Sean McDermott era? I would like to think so, but we don't know until the facts come out. So when we know that for sure, one thing we do know is that the Buffalo Bills are now in the conversation as we hit the bye week next week. They are now in the conversation to become contenders for that top AFC conference number 1 seed. And that's kind of what this game felt like. All right. So whether or not the Bills are number 1 in the AFC East and whether or not they have locked it in or not, we don't have the confirmation of that yet. But we do know this. For the 4th straight time in 4 seasons that the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs have met in the regular season, the Buffalo Bills have defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 4 times now in the regular season. Does that matter in the postseason? You better believe it'll matter if not the Penguins, I was going to say the Penguins. If the Buffalo Bills defeat the Chiefs in the playoffs for the first time. Because we know, Bills Mafia, we know that the Chiefs, they may lose to us in regulation, or in this case, in the regular season. But there's always going to be some talk about what happens in the postseason. What happens in the postseason? Well, we're going to find out, I'm sure, over the course of this time. But the one thing we want to get into right now, as we are going to now take a break after breaking down the first half of this game, we are going to get into the second half after another quick break. But before we do, let's jump into this game. I've taken some time there, but let's jump into the game right now. Let's jump into it right now. Bills and the Chiefs. 9-1, the Chiefs are coming out of this game. They were 9-0. They haven't lost a game since Christmas last year. And guess what? It was Buffalo this time, the one to make them lose a game. Not only that, the Bills have won their 6th straight game since dropping 2 after getting off to a 3-0 start. The Kansas City Chiefs 9-game win streak could have come to an end last week, but at the sight of a blocked field goal, the Kansas City Chiefs remained perfect. And coming into Buffalo, they sat at 9-0. And coming out of Buffalo, heading into their next week, they sit 9-1. At 9-1. The Buffalo Bills came into this game at 8-2. They are now 9-2 on the season. What a difference it makes. Again, our final score, Buffalo 30, Kansas City 21. Here's how it all went down. We start off with a James Cook 3-yard touchdown. However, Tyler Bass off the extra point. It's no good. Oh, the extra point, it's no good. Tyler's extra point is no good. So the Bills only lead the Chiefs 6-0 after one quarter. Well, wait, didn't the Chiefs score? No, they did not, unfortunately. But it did in the second quarter as Patrick Mahomes finds Xavier Worthy for a 10-yard touchdown. Pat by Spencer Schrader, if I have that correct, is up and good. And Kansas City has taken the lead. It's 7-6, Kansas City. Uh-oh. Bills Mafia could be in trouble, or we're just in for a wild ride. Well, let's go with a wild ride, because that's exactly what this was. James Cook, he had 2 touchdowns on the day, and this was number 2, as he quickly gets Buffalo back in the lead. with his second touchdown of the night. His second touchdown of the day, I should say, is a 6-yard touchdown run to make it 12-7 Buffalo. This time, Tyler Bass, extra point, is up and good. And now the Bills up 13-7. Patrick Mahomes knows this, and he finds Noah Gray, for a 2-yard touchdown. Schrader's extra point is good. And the Chiefs up by 1, 14-13 in favor of the Chiefs. Tyler Bass will send this game into halftime with a 33-yard field goal to make it Buffalo 16, Kansas City 14, and Buffalo was leading at the half by a safety. The Kansas City Chiefs are known as the kings of comebacks. In fact, a couple of their latest wins have come off of comebacks, including last week against Denver. But that was last week, and I could get into it all, but we would be here all night. So, when we return, we'll break down the fourth quarter action after the first 30 minutes of this game saw 5 lead changes. That's right, 5 lead changes. First, Buffalo had the lead. Then Kansas City had the lead. Then Buffalo got the lead back. Then Kansas City got the lead back. And it just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until Tyler Bass said, okay, that's enough. I'm going to make this field goal, and we're going to go into the locker room leading by 2. And that's what happened. When we come back, the fourth quarter scoring and more, including our game stats, on the other side. So stick with us as we continue on Bills Postgame.
Looking for conversations on the world of broadcasting, sports media, and from time to time, my favorite sports teams? Listen to Broadcast Map with me, Ali Musa. To learn more about the show and to view the upcoming schedule, like the Broadcast Map Facebook page. Search Broadcast Map.
Take another look with Gerda Felix and Melanie Taddeo Malo, two powerful women of diverse backgrounds having genuine, unique, and uncomfortable conversations that everyone needs to have. Join Melanie and Gerda for conversations about what is missing from human connections.
You said all week it's just another Week 11 game. You just ruined their perfect season. You beat your rival. Really, is it just another Week 11 win, or does this one mean more?
It is. It's another Week 11 win. Knowing how things usually play out, we'll probably see this team again at some point. We got to get there first. So we'll, like I said, enjoy this bye week. Go into it next week or the week after that and try to put together a good game plan, try to go 1-0.
That's Josh Allen speaking post-game. With Tracy Wolfson, one of the main people on the call with CBS broadcast on site for the NFL Today. Hopefully those who were bringing the games to you on CBS's stations, as well as the main event, as people have been talking about for this season, which was Bills Chiefs, the game we're talking about here. Tracy Wolfson and Jim Nance, along with Tony Romo, they had the call of this football game, and My goodness. Let me just play that one more time for you. No, actually, let me reiterate what Tracy Wilson said to Josh Allen. And then I'm going to reiterate very quickly what what was said by Josh Allen. So, Tracy said, "Well, you said all week it's just another week 11 win. And is it really just another week 11 win? You just ruined their perfect season. You just beat your rival. Really? Is it just another week 11 win, or does this one mean more?" And Josh said, "It is. It's another week 11 win. You know, knowing how things usually play out, we'll probably see this team again at some point. We had to get there first. We had to get there first. So well, like I said, enjoy this bye week. Go into it next week or the week after that, and try to put together a good team, a good game plan, and try to go 1-0. When he said 1-0, what he means is try to come out of the bye week with another W. With another W. Well, Bills Mafia, I think I speak for all of us when I say that this dub was a much needed dub. And I really want to do it. I really, really want to do it. I really want to do it. So here we go. I know they haven't posted it yet on the Bills YouTube channel, or rather the Instagram, but I just want to do it right now and say this. Big dub! It's a big dub for the Buffalo Bills. Big dub, big dub, big dub. Huge big dub for the Bills in front of their home crowd. And my goodness me, was it ever a big dub? Was it ever a big dub for the Buffalo Bills? All right. Enough gab here. We still got a play of the game to get to. We still got our game balls to get to, which is our main feature of the program. And then just for you, Bills Mafia, as we always do at the end of every Buffalo Bills post-game show, once again, we will do the shout song to close out the program. But here we go. We don't want to waste any more time here. We're at 21 minutes into the program here as we go in. So let's keep it going here with our game tracker, our scoring, and get right on into this fourth quarter of play, because the third quarter, well, the score remained right where it was at 16 to 14, I should say, in favor of the Bills after the 33-yard field goal by Tyler Bass. So here we go. In the fourth quarter, not tied. Bills up by 2 after the half and after 3 quarters. So the Bills still in the lead after 3 quarters. All right, here we go. Josh Allen. He will find Curtis Samuel for a 12-yard touchdown, and a 23-14 lead will result. A 23-14 lead will result. As Tyler Bass, he missed one in the opening quarter and in the opening half. Not missing anymore. He will hit this one for he will hit this one through the uprights for the extra point. Bills up 23-14. And that would make the Bills, they were leading at the half, 16-14. Now they're up 23-14, which means they're up by 9. Allen's adversary, I'll say, in Patrick Mahomes, says, okay, down by 9. Let me go ahead and go get a touchdown on the other side of the field. And once again, he finds Gray. Not a big yard touchdown there, a 1-yard touchdown was the result. But once again, the Chiefs are down by 2 points. It's Buffalo 23, Kansas City 21. Of course, the extra point by Schrader is up and good. And then in the last couple moments of the fourth quarter, specifically right before the 2-minute warning, Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does best. He scrambles for a 26-yard touchdown run. Dion Dawkins, by the way, who was hurt in this game, did manage to return to the game and was eligible for this snap. Regardless, Josh Allen, 26-yard touchdown run for number 17, and that brings this 2-point game of 23-21 to 30-21. If Tyler can hit the extra point, which he does, so the Buffalo Bills survive a thriller in Buffalo today. And not only that, they find a way to end Kansas City's historic undefeated season. Kansas City's undefeated season is done. It's over. But that doesn't mean they could still three-peat Super Bowls. Can they do it? They're 9-1 right now. We'll figure all that out as the weeks go along. Of course, I'm looking forward to, if we're able to do it with Ryan Talbot. Ryan Talbot will be back with me. And I'm hoping that maybe I can get him in so that we can talk Bills at the bye week. But I mean, look, 30-21, a win is a win. But this win, I'm just going to keep saying what Josh said. It's just another Week 11 win. And also, there's still a lot of games to be played. Yeah, we're headed to the bye. But this means that Buffalo, whether or not tonight sealed the deal, between the AFC division and the Bills can call themselves Kings of the East for the 5th straight time in the NFL's Sean McDermott and Josh Allen era of the Buffalo Bills. We'll wait for the official ruling of that. It might not have been today, but one thing we know for sure was on the line is the fact that the Bills have a chance to be in the conversation for the number 1 seed in the AFC conference. All right. Fourth quarter stuff in the books. Game breakdown by scoring in the books. Let's keep this rolling here before we take another break and get into our game stat. These game stats. Let's just get it out of the way here. And we'll do the play of the game coming up in a few minutes rather. And of course, we'll make sure that we get to the game balls of the game before we get to what's next for Buffalo, specifically after the bye week, and what's next for Kansas City with their bye week already gone through. All right. So here we go with our game stat. All of this courtesy of the CBS Sports app. Download the app for yourself to follow your favorite team all season long and your favorite sport all season long. The Buffalo Bills had a time of possession of 34 minutes and 3 seconds. They had 24 first downs, including 2 penalty first downs, 9 rushing first downs, and 13 passing first downs. The Kansas City Chiefs, equivalent for 19 first downs in the game total, 15 passing first downs, 3 rushing first downs, and only 1 penalty first down. The Chiefs on third down were 5 of 10. They were 0 for 1 on fourth down efficiency. The Bills, 9 for 15 on third down. And 1 for 2 on fourth down, going for it. On going for it on fourth down. So fourth down efficiency for Buffalo, 1 for 2. Not so lucky for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs on fourth down efficiency. On third down, both teams showing some interesting looks here on third down efficiency. Buffalo ended the game with a total of 366 yards on 71 plays, averaging 5.2 yards per play. Josh Allen threw for 262 yards. 262 yards total. Josh completed 27 of 40 completion of his passing attempts, I should say. Patrick Mahomes on 52 plays, which was totaled for a total yardage of 259 yards, threw for 196 yards, completed 23 of 33 of his passing attempts, averaged 5.2 yards per pass, and on Josh's side of the field, Josh averaged 6.6 yards per pass. Isn't this interesting? The Buffalo Bills defense got to Patrick Mahomes twice. And in doing so, the Chiefs lost 15 yards off of sacks the 2 times the defense of the Bills got to Patrick Mahomes. Meanwhile, The defense that has been unbeat for the past couple of weeks, including their bye. Well, I mean, just excluding their bye because nobody plays them on the bye. When they're on the bye week, that is. Which is where the Buffalo Bills are headed after this game. But the Chiefs' defense did not sack Josh Allen once. They did not sack Allen once. And did not get any yards in doing so. So, that said, for sack yards lost, Josh Allen did not lose any yards because he wasn't sacked at all in this game. They just couldn't get to him. They couldn't get to him. Rushing yards for the Bills, 104 yards rushing, averaging 3.4 yards per rush on 31 rushes. The Chiefs averaged 4.6 yards per rush with 78 rushing yards in total on 17 rush plays that they would call. Third red zone efficiency. It belongs to the Chiefs. They're perfect in the red zone and in goal to go efficiency. Perfect 3 for 3 on both sides for the Chiefs. The Bills were perfect in goal to go efficiency. 2 for 2. Almost perfect when it comes to red zone efficiency. Converting 3 times on 4 attempts. They go 3 for 4 in red zone efficiency. Penalties. The Bills had 3 penalty yards for 24 yards. The Chiefs had 6 penalties in this game for 57 yards. 2 turnovers by the Chiefs. 1 turnover by the Bills. No fumbles lost by either squad. Josh Allen throws 1 pick. Patrick Mahomes throws 2 picks in this game. 3 touchdowns in the game. All in the air for Patrick Mahomes. No defensive special team touchdowns for either team. No rushing touchdowns for Kansas City. 4 rushing touchdowns for the Bills. 4 touchdowns for the Bills in total. 3 of them on the ground. 1 of them in the air. 1 of them passing, I should say. Return yards, the Bills finish with 84 return yards. The Chiefs finish with 37 return yards. On 1 attempt, that was a punt. They got 8 yards. No kickoff yards for a return for Kansas City. Buffalo, 4 attempts for punt yard returning. They run for 56 yards on the return at the end of the game. 1 kickoff return yard attempt for the Bills, and that is a 23-yard return. Interception yard. In the only interception Josh Allen threw, the Chiefs, Josh Allen threw. In the only interception Josh Allen threw in this game, the Chiefs gained 29 yards in interceptions. In the 2 that Patrick threw, the Bills only managed 5 yards. Nobody got safetied in this game. Well, safety is more like they get sacked in the end zone. but that didn't happen in this game. All in all, the Bills improved to 9-2. The Chiefs dropped to 9-1. But they are still having a good season. This is just their first loss in the wrong direction. All right. With that said, that wraps up our game stat. Time now for a quick break. When we come back, my play of the game, perhaps Sean McDermott's victory speech. And of course, we'll give you the game balls of the game before we get into wrapping this one up in a pretty little bow. So, with that all being said, be sure to stick with us.
Looking for conversations on books and more, as well as tutorials on using your favorite devices and applications? You've come to the right place. Join us weekly on Spicy Techie, where Ali and Sienna provide insightful conversations, as well as useful tips and tricks to help you along on your technological journey. To learn more, tune into the show and like the Spicy Techie Facebook page. Search for Spicy Techie.
Modern-day rivalry can't be created by the schedule makers. Rivalries are reinforced over time, reveled by the masses, and rooted in respect.
He has that fire. I think you can see that fire that he plays with, and that kind of goes through his entire team.
He's a 3-time Super Bowl winner.
Find a way to get a win!
Got so much respect. He's one of the great ones.
The truth is, Bills versus Chiefs, this was never a rivalry. But these guys, they made it one.
Patrick Mahomes!
He's nailing it.
Allen with the kick and the lead. He hurdles and picks up the first down. How did he pull that off?
Two icons, larger-than-life superstars. They set the bar and then raise it.
Unbelievable flick of the wrist. Touchdown!
I mean, both teams want this win bad, but it is what it is.
For them, it's not just about stacking wins. It's about building a legacy. And that starts head-to-head.
They meet again, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
I'd argue it's the best rivalry in football.
We think this is the game of the year. Brady and Manning announce you and Allen.
For the 8th time in 5 years, we're going to get a showdown for the ages. Right here, right now. Where else would you rather be?
Welcome back to Bills Post Game. Welcome back, everyone. What a way to get things started here on this Sunday when the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs go head to head for the 8th time in a couple of seasons. To the credit of the man running the calm before the storm, I believe that was Steve Tasker, Bills Mafia, and everybody listening to that. You can feel free to let me know if I'm wrong, but I just feel like that was a huge coming soon video there for the Chiefs and the Bills. But to the point of the man who was doing the video, whether it was Steve Tasker, Chris Brown, or whoever it was, I think it was Steve, to be honest. But anyways, for the 8th time in 5 seasons, we're going to get a showdown for the ages. The 8th time in 5 years, we're going to get a showdown for the ages, and that's exactly what we got this afternoon at Orchard Park. Welcome back to Bills Postgame. As I said, I am Scott McGregor. The Bills defeat the Chiefs 30-21. We know that these two teams are going to meet in the playoffs, most likely. Question is it going to matter that the Bills defeated the Chiefs 30-21 in Orchard Park this week when we hit the playoffs? I don't know. A win is a win. And with that, this is the part of the program where we jump into the play of the game and, of course, game balls of the game. If you want to get in on the action, hit us up on Discord if you're on Discord at Bill's Postgame Show Interaction, or send us an email at for beginners podcast 8231 at gmail.com. Once again, I'll just go slowly there. That's sports for beginners podcast 8231 at gmail.com. All right. My play of the game, I might have teased it. I might have teased it on Twitter. I know a lot of you are calling it X, and I know a lot of people are now calling Facebook Meta. But I'm just going to call them by their names that they were before they changed. So my play of the game, I might have teased it. It is Josh Allen's 26-yard rushing touchdown. Josh just doing Josh things, especially in the big games like this game today, to seal this dub. And then top it all off, 2 picks, no pick sixes, but 2 interceptions in this game for Buffalo. The only thing I will add here for one thing I didn't like from this game is I did not like that AJ Epinesa was called during that first interception that would stand. It would stand on that second play of the game and second play of the first drive for Kansas City. Love that Taylor Rapp was able to intercept that pass by Patrick Mahomes intended for Noah Gray. If that's indeed who he was intending to pass to. But AJ Epinesa, unnecessary roughness. AJ Epinesa, I don't like how you were caught, AJ, for unnecessary roughness. It was a penalty that was a 15-yard penalty enforced at midfield. I really think we could have gone without that penalty. But all the same, Taylor Rapp comes up with the interception. He goes up and gets it. And then later on in the game, the interception that led to Neal's was this one right here. Pass intended for Taylor's boy. Taylor Swift's boy. Travis Kelce. This was intended for Travis Kelce. Terrell Bernard says, I'm going to go up and get this. And he does. What an interception by Terrell Bernard. And what a day for the Bills. What a day for the Chiefs. you always think this is going to be a back and forth. Maybe not a shootout, as you would say in hockey terms, but that's certainly what it looked like. You know, Bills versus Chiefs, Allen versus Mahomes. It's going to be a good show, and that's exactly what it was. It also, at times, was a thriller in that particular time span. So with that being said, my play of the game is Josh Allen's 26-yard touchdown run. Josh Allen's 26-yard touchdown run. And my game ball of the game, as we move over to that portion, the first game ball of the game is going to go to the Chiefs side. And that is going to go to Kareem Hunt. 14 attempts, 60 yards rushing, average 4.3 yards per run. His longest run was 17 yards. And of course, I'm going to give a game ball of the game to Xavier Worthy. A touchdown for him. 31 yards, his longest catch. Caught 4 of 5 targets and averaged 15.2 yards per catch. 15.2 yards per catch. He also ends the game with 61 yards for the game. Of course, you can't talk about the game balls of the game for the Kansas City Chiefs without mentioning Travis Kelce. 4 targets, 2 catches, 8 yards as a result. No touchdown for Travis Kelce. But Kelce does get 6 yards as his longest catch. And you can't talk about the Chiefs without talking about the performance from Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he got sacked twice. Yes, he threw 2 picks. But he also threw 3 touchdowns in this game, averaging 5.9 a pass. And to add to his credit, he was 23 of 33. 23 of 33 in his completion attempt for 196 yards. Off to Buffalo we go, as those are our recipients for the Kansas City Chiefs. Our recipients for the Buffalo Bills as we enter the ending of the program here. You got to talk about Josh Allen. Didn't get sacked once. Threw 1 pick. Scored a touchdown. Scored a touchdown on the ground as well. Averaged 6.5 yards per pass for 262 yards. Was 27 of 40 in completion attempts. On the ground, to add to that, Josh's longest run was 26 yards. He attempted to run the ball 12 times and ends the game on the ground, averaging 4.6 yards per carry for 55 yards. James Cook, 2 touchdowns, 20 yards, averaging 2.2 yards per a run in 9 carries, 9 attempts. 6 yards was his longest run. And how about we go to the passing game here? But before we do, huge shout out to Taylor Rapp and Terrell Bernard. Those guys are getting a game ball of the game for this game because, first of all, Taylor at 5 yards in the one interception that he had in this game. He probably could have more if he picks off Mahomes a few more times in this game. And how about Terrell Bernard? Doesn't exactly get yards on this, but he doesn't exactly get yards on this interception, but he does pick off Patrick in the process. He does pick off Patrick in the process of his only pick in the game. Also, Tyler Bass, despite being 3 of 4 on extra point, 1 for 1 in field goals, I thought Tyler played well. I did not like when he missed his first extra point that he attempted, but grateful that he made the next 3, or next 4 rather. Again, he was 3 for 4 in extra points. Sam Martin, only 3 chances here with the punting, I believe. Averaging 42 yards per kick. Had 2 of his punts inside the 20. No touchbacks. His longest was 47 yards. And with that brings game balls of the game to a close. So what's now going to happen? Well, we're at the end of the program, so Shout is coming up in a moment. But right now, as we go to break, perhaps when we return to close this out, we will, and I say we will, see Sean McDermott with a victory speech. We'll see. It hasn't been posted yet. Well, at least not on the YouTube channel, but who knows where it'll be posted first. The one thing we do know is that we are going into the bye week celebrating. Oh, here we go. All right. So it's up on the Instagram page. So when we return, Bills Mafia, the main event, Sean McDermott's victory speech. What's next for the Bills? What's next for the Chiefs? And for the Bills, I should say. What is next after the bye week? You'll find out that right after this quick break. Back to wrap it up with Sean McDermott's victory speech. The next game for Buffalo after the bye week. The next games for Kansas City. All that right after this break. Stay with us.
CNT Radio will never give you up. They will never let you down. Nor will they run around or desert you. So join Nick Astley for The Melting Pot every Saturday on CNT Radio. Hang on a minute. He's not Nick Astley. Oh, jings, I've done it wrong. Anyway, just join Nick for The Melting Pot on CNT Radio.
Right? They throw a punch, man, we didn't go anywhere. And you finished 17, you're freaking All right, here we go. Listen up. This is not our Super Bowl. It's not the end of the line, right? It's not the finish line. We got a lot more. Okay, we got a lot more. Let's stay humble in victory, right? Humble in victory and hungry.
Josh Allen, Sean McDermott, welcome us back in to Victory Monday on Sports for Beginners as this triple play on Sports for Beginners wraps up here in these next few minutes. But my goodness, Sean McDermott and Josh Allen, beautiful victory speech. And I just want to point out what Coach McDermott said during his victory speech, as we just heard on the Bills' Instagram page there. All credit going to the Buffalo Bills. I just want to highlight what he said there. Right after he acknowledged Josh. This is not our Super Bowl. It's not the end of the line, right? It's not the finish line. We got a lot more. We've got a lot more. Let's stay humble and in victory. Humble in victory. Right? Humble and victory. Humble and hungry. Humble in victory and hungry. So good. Here. And then Josh Allen, as he always does, at the end of every victory speech. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win. And that's exactly what the boys did today. All right. Well, this show has hit the conclusion of its program. Not exactly an hour program, which is what we don't want. We don't want that. That's okay. We're good. We're good that way. We're good that way. If it is an hour at the end of this with our commercials, it doesn't matter. We're working on it. We're working on it. The one thing I will tell you right now, enjoy this Victory Monday as we wrap up here with what's next for the Bills, what is next for the Chiefs. Enjoy this Victory Monday, Bills Mafia. We freaking did it. We freaking did it. We're now 9-2 heading into the bye with San Francisco coming up and a tough schedule coming up. We freaking did it. A tough schedule coming up after the bye. Ryan and I, if we're able to get Ryan on the bump here and get him in the studio, hopefully we're able to do that. Fingers crossed. But Ryan and I will discuss that, as well as some injuries that have happened over the course. We'll see where things are after the bye week, but Ryan and I will discuss that. And we're 9-0. We're 9-2, I should say. 9-2. We ended a historic season for the rival Kansas City Chiefs. Beat them 30-21. But this is not our finish line. This is not our Super Bowl. So keep that in mind. There's still a long way to go. Humble and hungry in victory. And that's what I've been waiting coach to say. I've been waiting for the coach to say all year long. Bills are 9-2. The Chiefs are 9-1. They fall to 9-1. They were 9-0, looking for 10-0. And the Buffalo Bills said, nope, not happening. Not happening. Not in our house. Not in our house. But if we know the Chiefs, it won't matter because we'll probably do it again in the playoffs. And then they'll probably beat us. But we'll get there when we get there. Up next for the Chiefs, the remainder of the season. We'll get to 3 of them just for now. Because, of course, as I said, up next for the Bills is a bye week, which means no Bills post-game until we go head-to-head with Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Up next for the Chiefs, the Carolina Panthers next Sunday on American Thanksgiving weekend, followed by the Raiders. And this is interesting. Friday afternoon football, as the Raiders are in Arrowhead for a 3 p.m. start on Friday. Check it out wherever you listen to your football games, and check your local listening so that you can check it out if you're interested in that game. And finally, Sunday Night Football, Chiefs, Chargers from Arrowhead in Week 14 of the season. So 2 home games after the Chiefs are at the Panthers next Sunday. Then they're at the Browns. On the road to finish the season against the Steelers and Broncos, with their final home game against Stephon Diggs and the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Bills, as we wrap it up here, we'll get into the remainder of the schedule for Buffalo down the road. But the next upcoming 3 after this bye week, which is now that this game is over, and the Bills have an opportunity to be in that conversation for the number 1 seed in the NFL's AFC conference. What's next in terms of games? I'll be coming back to you on Bills postgame on Monday, December 2nd, 2024, as the Bills face on December 1st, 2024, the San Francisco 49ers in prime time. Note the start time. Sunday Night Football. Note the start time. 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time in Orchard Park. Then 2 road games against the Rams on Fox and wherever you can find it on your local listenings. Then at the Lions the 2 Sundays after that. So the Bills have a couple of days to prepare after prime time for Niners and Bills in Orchard Park. And then it's the AFC the rest of the way. The Jets, the Patriots, the rest of the way. My name is Scott McGregor. Go get out of here. Go get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Victory Monday. Go Bills. And I look forward to catching up with you again real soon. Perhaps we'll get Ryan in the studio to talk Bills. Bye-week content coming up next on Sports for Beginners. As we enter the bye week, we will see if we can get Ryan in the studio here. I'm hoping we can do that. As well as bring some other people on, maybe during the bye. Maybe not talk Bills, but we'll definitely talk Bills with Ryan Talbot. In the meantime, until we talk to you again after Sunday Night Football for Bills postgame, my name is Scott McGregor saying, Go Bills! And I look forward to catching up with you again real soon. The door is open to you. Get on out of here, will you? Bills, shout song. It's time for the shout song. As that takes us out of here. That'll take us out of here. And so, shout. Take us out of here. Go Bills, everybody. We will see you after the Sunday Night Football game. But you can't get rid of us that easily. We got some bye-week content coming for you on Sports for Beginners, so don't you dare miss it. Bills win it 30-21 and defeat their rival, Kansas City Chiefs. Hit it, shout.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Buffalo's happening now. We're on the move now. The Bills are happening now. They're making it happen now. We got the spirit, a lot of spirit, yeah. We got the spirit. Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy your Victory Monday. Let's go. Thank you so much for listening to Sports for Beginners. If you would like to learn more about the show, you can visit the podcast Facebook page or visit the official website. You can also send us an email at sportsforbeginnerspodcast8231@gmail.com. As we always remind you, it is not goodbye, it is until next time.